So this is me at my parents' garden. This is something that I created last year, and I have the rickiest little gate and fencing around it, but it does the job. It's keeping the deer out, and that's the point. This is really rough looking. It's how it was very start of the spring. You've got random stuff, and that is just how the garden is looking so far. I managed to get some of the tomato plants in here and getting things somewhat staked. You know, this is all a learning experience for me. I haven't had much experience gardening myself. Even though this is a small garden, this is still a larger scale than what I was ever used to. Got some broccoli, some lettuce. You can see kind of the white clumps. That was diatomaceous earth. I'd already had to put some down because you can see little black flea beetles there. Got my onion. This onion, that was a start from the spring, and I'm waiting for that one to go to seed so I can collect the seeds. And I decided to plant potatoes this year, and wow, have they sprouted fast. I think it only took a week or two. But yeah, I mounted it up, and we'll see how they turn out. Since I was already able to see a live flea beetle, decided to go ahead and put some more diatomaceous earth on. Made sure to have all my protections in place because you don't want to breathe that in. If you get on your skin, you need to wash really well. And then I went on to make a new garden bed here in the ground. I have some donated tomato plants that need to be planted into the ground as soon as possible because they've been neglected, poor things. But you know, it's still May, so we've got time. After pulling everything out by hand, it's okay. It's okay for what it is. And I made sure to peel off the lower leaves. That way I can plant it with a stalk lower into the ground. Helps stabilize it. And then plant it down firmly. Got quite the variety of tomato plants this year. It'll be interesting to see what all turns up. I added some straw just so that the ground can keep moist and help protect from disease. And so far, this is what we're looking at in May. It's not a lot, but it's still going to be a wonderful thing. Now into June things are looking great. We've had some stormy weather, lots of wind this summer so far, but things are sprouting. Look, our tomatoes are really thriving. You can see just the size in comparison to my son who's 5. He's so excited. And we've got some zucchini started. Oh, little baby zucchini. So much fun. Getting watched by the horses. I've been really enjoying our time up in the garden, outside with nature. The plums are starting to produce. The bounty is plentiful, starting in July here. And now we've got some random sprouts of flowers here, and then a new tomato plant. I didn't know what this was at first, and it sprouted up all by itself. And we've got these new succulent type plants that decided to sprout randomly. This is my carrot and onion. bed that was in. But yeah, all these different varieties of tomatoes. I mean, the harvest has been phenomenal. Sadly, some of the lettuce is already bolted and gone to seed. And our first broccoli has sprouted. And our Anaheim peppers are growing. I didn't catch it at first and thought they were just leaves, but oh my, look at so many. This is August. And this tomato plant, all our onions, and underneath our little succulent plants. That tomato plant and those succulent plants and the violets, those are my ones that just kind of popped up out of nowhere. I did not plant any of those, but that's okay. They found space and they made the garden beautiful. Some beautiful carrots. And the onion I was waiting to go to seed has finally seeded. And so I will show you in a separate video on what I did to get the seeds out. And now those tomato plants that I planted that were donated from the ag class, they are all so low and sprouted all over the place. So I'm trying to stick them up with what I can, which is with sticks, because I ran out of actual stakes and things. And so I'm trying to be resourceful. Me and my leopard print, which I never wear, but I'm feeling rather bougie in it. It's definitely not my style, but you know, I guess you can say I feel a little dressed up while wearing my spandex shorts and my bun and a horrible high bun, but it's all good. It's all good. Gardening is never about how you look, right? I mean, this really does look like a jungle, and I'm honestly shocked that it's growing and not just riddled with disease because of how just overgrown it is. But yeah, what a struggle this is. Trying to stake it all up and trying not to break the branches that have tomatoes on it, while trying to lift them and move them to get them up on the sticks. I mean, look at this marvelous mess. I mean, what a blessing. Now I decided to stake up this tomato plant too because it was just going haywire, and I needed some air movement down below, and I think that'll help out the flowers as well. But yeah, pretty happy with it so far. This garden has given me lots of joy. You can see where I pulled up the broccoli. I didn't record where I had went ahead and harvested. So I just pulled them up, and you can see you've got sunflowers growing. We've harvested most of the potatoes so far. The craziness of all these tomatoes in the main bed there. I mean, this garden has been bountiful. Even though I love being out in this garden, the smoke this past week or two has just been a bummer, to say the least. So you can see how the air, the sky, everything is just so smoky. And oh, ripe tomato on the ground. Throw that for the deer. But trying to figure out how to fix this leaning over tomato plant. I've tried to string up, and it is unruly, to say the least. I'm just making sure the branch isn't broken. But yeah, how do I get this off the ground without breaking everything? Well, sticks. You could do it with sticks. So this is the old apple tree that had died. And before it gets taken down, I'm going to utilize the branches. I use those as stakes to hold up my plants. Hey, you're resourceful, and you do what you gotta do. And again, it's giving this tree another life, another chance to help out in the garden. Might be fragile, it might already be brittle, but I think it will still hold for the needs that be. I spent so much time assessing, trying to figure out how I can fit this in without breaking anything. Oh, the struggles. Does anyone else have this issue where you just don't trellis like you're supposed to at the very beginning, and now you're trying to make up for it at the very end when everything's already overgrown? And I have already trimmed so many of those branches, and you know what? It is what it is. Weeds, the garden, it is what it is, and it's beautiful and wild, and I love it. Even if not everything is working out like it should. But the garden is full of hidden treasures. I shall eat this tomato and just enjoy. Enjoy the garden for everything that's provided. Physically providing fruit, mentally providing a break, just being out in nature, and learning how to problem solve.